Game on.
A Euro Tour title and a world #1 at the end of it, and if he completes both, he will be the world #1. But Jonny Clayton stands in his way. Nigel Pearson, exciting semi-final coming up. Gerwyn Price awaits the winner. You commented on that game, he was brilliant from 3-0 down, and whoever gets through this has got a job in their hands in the final.
Well, as he plays like that, Webby, yeah, absolutely. Jonny Clayton, following his progress throughout this tournament in the 3 matches he's played, he's had to dig deep. He's got here the hard way. He was on the verge, on the brink against Christoph Chuk, and won 6-5. And then 6-4 wins against Williams and Vandenberg.
78.
He did survive scares to get here. He's dug deep, he's shown character. He's got away with 1 or 2 things. But you've got to give him credit for digging deep, Webby, and getting to the semi-final. He's going to have to do something similar because Peter Wright is playing beautifully.
Peter Wright craves that #1 spot. He is the world champion and
60.
Probably will become #1, but look, he may not. Gerwyn Price wins tonight. He wins the UK Open. And Dawson mentioned it earlier. It just may never happen.
140.
Forget winning tonight. He might not win this semi-final because Jonny Clayton started ridiculously slow in that semi-final, got away with it, knows he can't do that here. But the scoring was okay from Jonny. It was this part of the finishing. It was shocking from both him and Dimitri.
20.
No, surely
Peter
not.
167.
Well,
He's not going to pay on this visit, but Jonny Clayton wasn't just missing 3 clean, it was sometimes 6 now, wasn't it? 2 visits.
Jonny required 20.
There were a couple of legs with Dimitri.
On the first leg, Jonny
to watch at the finish.
Second leg, Peter to throw first.
And then thankfully they improved dramatically. But anyway, he's got the hold. He's 1-0 up, Jonny Clayton. What can Peter Wright do now?
49.
Jonny Clayton in the previous match against Dimitri Vandenberg, who battled in the Premier League last year, but some of their finishing reminded me of the Premier Inn darts between Dan Dawson and Chris Murphy.
Yes, I enjoy those updates on social media. Gives me a bit of a chuckle.
Tell you what, this is a fresh and start for Jonny Clayton. Peter Wright would have known Jonny Clayton wouldn't have played as poorly again. These two met in the opening week of the Premier League in the final. Peter Wright did a real job on him. 113 average in defeating Jonny Clayton. He's actually won the last 3 meetings. 6-0, the last one on the Pro Tours in Barnsley. 82 in the Nordic Masters, Player Championship Finals, which Peter Wright went on to win. He beat Jonny Clayton 11-6. So Peter Wright's had the better of these matches.
140.
The last few months, but these top players, they have these spells and exchange defeats back and 2, then they'll have a run, then
26. Jonny required 161.
Jonny Clayton has wrestled the darts away here.
55.
Well, down to 106. Peter Wright has got to dig deep here on 2-4-4. Put pressure on Jonny Clayton.
80.
You never know what is
Jonny
going to
required
happen in this
106.
tournament. We remind you that in our first semi-final, Gerwyn Price was 3-0 down and won 7 straight legs.
74.
Clayton misses another shot on a double.
64.
Peter
1
Wright.
out of 5 already in this match for Jonny.
Peter Wright has some different darts he played in the semi. And another news, Jonny Clayton has got 3 darts now. Double 16 for a 2-leg lead. Early break. That's better from Jonny. Break a throw. Peter Wright just not getting out of the box here. Jonny Clayton's not spectacular, but it's enough. It's a break a throw. And Clayton's performances have all been about finding a way to win.
Yeah, that's the point I was making earlier. He survived a scare or 2 along the way. But give him credit. Don't say you were lucky, Jonny, because the bottom line is he capitalised and cashed in when he was presented with the opportunities, Mark.
I might tell him he's lucky.
60.
Well, you would, yeah. You don't care what you say to him, do you?
But I echo, these top players win tournaments by grinding through the old ground here finds a 13 darts with the deciding leg to break throw. Just got to be careful here because Jonny Clayton is racing away with this semi-final so far. First to 7, remember, so there's a little bit of time to recover, but Clayton's average now creeping up to 102. He averaged 87 in the previous match. Don't rarely see that from the Ferret these days.
It was a real struggle against Dimitri. You know, Dimitri showed good signs, as he always does, and it flip-flopped, and it was a real battle over 10 legs. A couple of legs where it was 20-plus darts for the finish.
You require 100.
That's for an 11 darter. Tops for Clayton. Nice
shot
from Jonny Clayton. And that is 3-0 in the blink of an eye. And talking about Jonny's average, Peter Wright has just not got going here. 75 average, and we saw something similar like this in the Premier League in Liverpool. He just didn't get going against Michael van Gerwen for the majority of the match. He was below 80 in the averages, and he does have these little stuttery performances, Peter Wright.
60.
Well, only 60 for Jonny, so he can't punish Peter Wright, who failed to find the trouble with his first 3 darts. And he can't find the trouble with his first 5 or 6. So can Jonny Clayton find a couple of trebles?
It's a real chance for Jonny to take complete control of this semi-final. I feel like I repeat myself, but at this level of play, 2 breaks a throw, it's a long, long way back. Yes, Jonny did it against Christoph Kachuk, but Christoph Kachuk is an inexperienced player on this big stage. He will learn from the environment he's in. But
first to 7 in the semi-finals, first to 8 in the final.
96.
It's been a fantastic 3 days of darts here in Riesa in Germany. And whatever happens here, we're going to have a terrific final.
140.
It's great to have the Euro Tour back. 13 events scheduled, possibly another one, but regardless of the atmosphere, they create opportunities, the Euro Tour. We'll have a great turnover of players. We'll have some weekends where there's top 16 players in the world not here. Remember, the seedings come from a 1-year rolling order of merit off the Pro Tour. Gets his first leg on the board on a 3 finish, and needed that leg. Jonny Clayton still has the advantage of a break throw on throwing first, so.
Well, right from the first round on Friday afternoon, seeing players like Brian Roman and Nico Springer do well. It was a really enjoyable experience.
Really impressed with Nico Springer. Keen Barry, very impressive as well. Louis Williams, and then come the next Euro Tour, none of these players may qualify. Well, Louis Williams hasn't. Keen Barry has either. So turnover of players. It's great. I sound like a salesman for the Euro Tour here, but it is a great event. With me being commentary in the next one, I think it'll be the first time ever I've done back-to-backers. Really? They were so hard to qualify for. The pressure in the qualifying rounds. It's that last game. And that technically should be the easy part, but you get here and you've got a world-class field. Normally the cream rise to the top, and we're seeing that here. Gerwyn Price in the final.
Well, Peter stepped it up now. He's finding a little bit more consistency with darts like this.
Picture perfect, 180, all in a line. And that is an opening.
Video require 104.
Well, Jonny slipping up here. Can Peter Wright punish him?
He's already hit this in the tournament at 104.
72.
This time.
Jonny require 109.
So, Clayton's back.
188. It's not going to go, so
61. Video require 32.
Here.
Yeah, a bit of frustration for Jonny Clayton, but he's been through that before in this tournament. For 3-2.
Peter Wright.
A different set of darts again in the semi-final. Makes it 3-2.
Peter to throw first.
Well, this is a carbon copy of the Gerwyn Price the semi-final because Gezi was 3-0 down, and then he went on a run of 7 straight legs to win it.
100.
Peter was 3-0 down. He's 3-2 now. It can't happen again, surely. No way.
I wouldn't have thought so. But
45.
seen what Peter Wright can do when he gets in these spells. That 8-leg spell against Michael Smith at the Grand Slam, he averaged 110. Did it to him again in the World Championship. He's got these streaks and done well just to work himself into the game, Peter Wright.
100.
A shocker the first 3 legs, not to do the service how well Jonny Clayton played, but Peter Wright didn't compete. He's competing now.
140.
What an atmosphere there is, and they've still got the final to come. And you do feel there's plenty more to go in this semi-final as well, Webby.
70.
Good stuff at 3-2.
Yeah, I don't see anybody racing away with this one like they did in the first semi.
140.
Two-treble visit from Jonny Clayton. No finish though. Peter Wright will feel more comfortable with a two-treble visit here. Staying up there. Can't quite find the bottom right corner, but it's okay. Jonny flew out the blocks with 3 legs. Is Peter Wright going to reply in kind? He's going to be under pressure on the 83.
136. Peter, you require 83.
Which tops Jonny Clayton if Peter Wright doesn't go out here with the 83 on the throw. 16 to the treble, so it's double 9. Double 9. Exactly like the first semi-final. And it's pegged back to 3 apiece.
That's composed finishing, and Peter Wright from averaging around mid-70s has gone 15, 14, 15. It's an average of just over 100 for the last few legs. Yeah, Jonny Clayton still a fair way ahead in the averages, but 3 legs apiece.
100.
Game on.
He's been pegged back. Be a little frustrated, I'm sure.
Both these players, along with Gerwin Price, head to Exeter on Thursday. What a way to kick things off. Jonny Clayton starts the night and is Michael van Gerwen. Peter Wright takes on Gerwin Price. We could get a preview of that match if he comes through this semi-final. He's really rallying now.
He is. Yeah, playing nicely now, Peter Wright. Really worked hard to beat bully boy Michael Smith 6-5 in a repeat of the World Final.
140.
And Michael could have so easily have nicked that one, but that deciding leg, 1 or 2 errors, and Peter was there to pounce. Lovely darts from Snakepipe, leaves 91.
Brilliant spell for Peter Wright. Jonny, good visit from Jonny. He could have got another 6 in that treble 20. 81 plays 91, but Jonny Clayton has to rely on Peter Wright not taking the 91. Options now, 74 left, treble 18, treble 14, sometimes double 17. Can't find the treble 14.
51. Jonny, you require 81.
This is where Jonny's got to get the fundamentals right. Make sure you stay in the 19 and 12 segment. Bullseye before 3. Unlucky.
56.
Peter Wright,
Peter, you require
who was 3-0
40.
down, has 3 darts for a 4-3 lead now.
Well, this is ominous for Jonny Clayton because he's got
Peter Wright.
and Peter Wright now has the advantage, a 4-3 lead, and with the throw, he
Peter
can
to
fight
throw
through
first.
to within 2 of the final. And a straight shootout between Peter Wright and Gerwin Price for #1 in the world and the International Darts Open title. Here he goes, Peter, twisting the screw. The third 180 now, and he's 12th for the tournament overall.
81.
12 180s is pretty impressive, isn't it? Tournament average of 95.42 for Peter Wright.
Peter Wright from 3-0 down and averaging averaging 75. The next 4 legs averaged 106. So Jonny Clayton's just got to hang on in there. We may see a repeat of what happened yet, Nigel, in that first semi-final.
We could do. Bit of advice to you Euro Tour players: if you get to the semi-final, don't go 3-0 up.
60.
It's no good for you.
Sound advice, Nige.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
I did that a lot in my games. Opted out of a 3-0 lead.
100. You require 121.
Peter Wright for a 5-3 advantage here, but Jonny Clayton has had to work hard throughout the tournament. Won't be done and dusted yet, but Peter Wright cannot do anything wrong.
105.
It's going to be a hell of a final, whoever goes through. It's looking like it could be Peter. Because he's going to be back for double 8 and a 5-3 lead to go within 2 of what he needs.
16.
Let's not write Jonny off yet, but it's looking like Peter Wright's on a roll. He has just now won 5 straight legs. 15, 14, 15 and 2 successive 13 darts, as you can see at the bottom of your screen. He's in form, all right.
100.
Jonny's got to stop the rock, Webby.
Yeah, well, stating the obvious, he drops this leg, Peter Wright throws the match. It's over in the blink of an eye. Just got to hang on in there.
60.
Because in the quarter-final, it was certain Peter Wright was going to win it. Then all of a sudden, Michael Smith threw for the match, and Peter Wright showed his class.
121.
Just got to hang around. In that occasion, Peter Wright started a leg when he's thrown for the match with 28. So Jonny will be hoping for some openings. He's lost the last 5 legs, Jonny Clayton, but
61.
finds himself in an okay position here. 100 lead plus these.
85.
He should go on from here and make it 5-4. Jonny Clayton. On this Sunday night semi-final
122.
in Germany, the International Darts Open, marking the return of the Euro Tour for 2022. And we have seen some fabulous
97.
stuff.
98 left for Jonny Clayton. Trying to stop the rock. Angle there, Peter Wright. No movement whatsoever, is there?
No, it's immaculate, isn't it?
Steady, little lift to the back leg on the last out.
You've got 98.
For sudden, Jonny Clayton. Split it, double 16.
66.
Well, you can argue that shows confidence.
118.
But Peter Wright has already had 6-ton plus finishes in the tournament.
Here he goes.
For 6-3.
Wow.
98. Jonny, you require
your
32.
house on that, wouldn't you?
As good as the match there. Jonny Clayton's got to do his bit though, and he's been missing doubles, and he's missing
24.
doubles again. And
Peter, you require
I don't think Peter
20.
Wright's going to let him off here. Peter Wright is at 5 from 9. He's over 55% on his doubles, and that is 6-3. We are witnessing a similar story to the first semi-final. Peter Wright looking to set up
Game on.
a world number 2 against the world number 1 in the final, and they could switch positions with a victory for Peter Wright.
Well, Jonny Clayton has only got himself to blame there for messing about at the double. And in the match itself, Webby, 3 out of 12 for Jonny. And I said it earlier,
100.
we can't have a repeat of the first semi-final where a player goes 3-0 up and then ends up losing 7-3 with 7 straight legs from Gezi Price. But we are on the verge of seeing an exact replica with Jonny Clayton 3-0 up. And now Peter has won 6 straight legs, is in a great position to finish the job here and now.
Yeah, that was the leg there, wasn't it? Yes.
He had to hold.
He had to hold there, and he had the chances. But Peter Wright has had a real spell from 3-0 down. Took a while to work himself into the game. He was awful for the first 3, and he'd admit that. But his average now up and heading towards 98. Peter Wright is 102 points away from the final. He's won this title before, he'll want to win it again.
You require 102.
Cap on the subplot. It could become the world number 1, but 102 points away now for Peter Wright.
Six-ton plus finishes in this tournament so far for Peter. All about the setup from here now.
54. Jonny require 121.
So that leaves him 48 if Jonny doesn't go out here.
Jonny to hang on in there. Yeah, bullseye. Just felt it never would go now. It's just been one of them semi-finals
48.
for Jonny Clayton.
Yeah.
Played well, he's had a good tournament, but it looks like coming to an end here. 48 for Peter Wright to book his place in the final.
Peter Wright gets the job done in exactly the same scoring sequence as the first semi-final. Gerwin Price was 3-0 down and won 7-3. Peter Wright was 3-0 down against Jonny Clayton.